Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah.
We're looking at this really fascinating stack of business documents and marketing pitches today for a proposed platform. It's called Coolest County.
Yeah, Coolist County.
Right. And our mission today is to figure out how this platform actually plans to solve the post-AI crisis of meaning and, generate massive profits doing it.
Which is a pretty bold
Okay.
claim, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever people talk about an AI-driven future, the conversation usually just stops at universal basic income. But if UBI is the financial floor in an AI future, Coolest County basically wants to build a house.
Yeah, because a floor really isn't enough to actually live on. I mean, the pitch documents define this post-AI crisis beautifully. For generations, work hasn't just paid our bills, it built our entire social scaffolding.
Right, like the routine, the peer group.
Exactly, and a public identity. So when AI absorbs all that physical and cognitive labor, we don't just lose our paychecks, we lose the structure that literally tells us who we are.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Because if we aren't getting our identity from an office or a job site anymore, we obviously need a new source of gravity. And a Coolist argues for this massive shift from an economic identity to a civic identity.
Yes, and they deliberately target the county level to make this happen. They actually label the county the Goldilocks scale.
Which makes sense. I mean, a neighborhood is too small to sustain real commerce.
Right. Or, media. And a national platform is just shouting into a void at this point. But a county is large enough to host a robust local economy while still being small enough that you can actually be recognized by your peers.
But they aren't just crossing their fingers and hoping a community forms organically. The pitches outline this concept called SIAS, that's social infrastructure as a service.
Think of it like a power grid.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, well, a power grid doesn't generate electricity itself, right?
Yeah.
It deliberately routes energy to where it's valued. So SciAS does that, but with human attention. It actively organizes local participation instead of just leaving it to chance.
And that routing mechanism is what they call a human operating system, which sounds a little sci-fi, but it's built on 5 interconnected engines. You've got the magazine for recognition, clubs for belonging, stores for local commerce, games for achievement, and media to broadcast the county's voice.
Right, and rather than just listing features, we really should look at how they interface, because this is where their flywheel of profit actually kicks in.
Yes, the flywheel. Give me an example of how that works.
Okay, say you and your neighbors form a barbecue club through the club's engine. To get ready for the season, you buy specialty smokers from local makers on the store's engine.
Which they call the neighbor economy.
Got it, exactly. Then that club enters a county-wide cook-off run by the games engine. The winner gets interviewed on Coolest Media. That broadcast attracts local ad revenue and then inspires a dozen new people to join the barbecue club, spinning the flywheel even faster.
Wow, so social cohesion literally creates economic velocity. But wait, I'm looking at this app concept, and honestly, if I download a community app and it is completely empty, I'm deleting it in 5 seconds.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So launching a digital platform at the county level just sounds like a recipe for a digital ghost town. How do they actually survive day one?
It's a totally valid operational doubt. Their fix is to just never launch empty. They start by establishing one recurring ritual, say like a monthly trivia tournament with a weekly media recap.
Okay.
And they recruit anchor partners, meaning local sponsors and existing clubs, before the platform even goes live online. But most importantly, they publish a scoreboard immediately. By making winners visible from day one, they prove that participation actually guarantees recognition.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The financial incentives driving all of this. Because we're looking at a projected $65 billion opportunity here.
Yeah, with a B, it's massive.
Insane. Current tech giants basically monetize our attention by keeping us scrolling forever. But Coolist flips the model entirely by monetizing connection and competence.
And that mechanism right there is why major investors and state governments are paying such close attention. For investors, Coolist generates what they call a competence graph.
Which is different from a social graph.
Very different. Standard tech platforms know what you search for, right? Or what you watch. Coolist knows what you actually do in the real world. It tracks who the most reliable weekend babysitter is, or who genuinely bakes the best sourdough in the county.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that behavioral data is incredibly valuable for targeted local commerce.
Exactly. And on the flip side, state governments are actually willing to fund this because it acts as a social stability dividend.
So it's basically preventative social medicine.
Exactly. I mean, we know loneliness and depression cost states billions annually. Healthcare, lost productivity, all of it. If a platform like this keeps a post-work population engaged and calm and visibly valued, reducing mental health interventions by even 10% saves the state hundreds of millions.
Plus, it turns those untaxed, under-the-table neighbor favors into a measurable, taxable economy.
You nailed it.
So think about your own neighborhood right now. What would your role be in this kind of neighbor economy? Like, would you be the local chess champion?
Or maybe the trusted weekend weather host.
Yeah, or the go-to mechanic. That is the ultimate goal of the system. To build a human-sized arena where people still matter long after machines take over the traditional work.
It builds the house on top of that economic floor we talked about.
It really does.
Yeah.